What is up, Digimon fans? Today I'm going to be bringing you guys 5 tips to help you become the best tamers possible in Digimon Story Time Stranger. We're just going to kick things off and get right into it and talk about converting and digivolving as soon as you hit the required amount. You need to be converting Digimon as soon as you hit this max number, which is 200. If you go over this number, you're basically just wasting resources. So as soon as you hit max, what you need to do is just craft one of these bad boys up. So we're going to craft a Gazimon right now. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And this just gives you a brand new Digimon. This is the equivalent of catching Digimon in this game. And you need to be doing this basically after every 2 or 3 battles. Whenever it says you hit that 200 mark, convert one of these bad boys right away. It's going to take less time to convert things that are like, in training stages or rookies. It's going to take a lot more to convert things like this Snymon that's a champion level, but you want to always be on top of going into this convert mode at the end of like every 2 or 3 battles. I would say every 3 or 4 battles I'm converting something if I'm just grinding. And you can press the A button to go through it, but you want to be going through and converting Digimon as much as possible. And another thing I want to talk about is also digivolving as much as possible, because the same rule kind of applies. If you have something like, this Motomon right here, it's level 17. I've had it for a while just to make this video here, but it's like an in-training mon, and it could have digivolved into any of these a while ago, and then these guys could have been building levels and then getting ready to go up to specific champions. It's basically just kind of hard capped and wasting experience in this in-training mode. So you want to just like get like a 2nd or 3rd or 4th Wormmon or Tentomon or Shumon. Let's get a Wormmon right here. And now it's going to reset and be level 1 at Wormmon, but now this Wormmon's going to be able to gain experience, and Wormmon's going to be able to, potentially digivolve into some of these other things. So what you want to do is consistently be checking out what Digimon can be evolving, and try your best to stay away from like leaving things on these in training stages as much as possible. Again, this is just a different file that I have. That's my extra file from the demo, but you can be digivolving these and just letting all of the experience stack onto these things, so when you load them into other mons later or digivolve into other stuff later, they're passing on higher forms and more experience. Again, we can just evolve this guy right here, just get another Dorumon, easy peasy. So make sure to convert those lower stage Digimon and then digivolve them as much as you possibly can. I think that is going to be the biggest tip I have for newer players in Digimon Story Time Stranger, but I also have 4 other tips, so let's get into the next one right now. The next tip that I have is actually going to be on the attack triangle and how to hit things for super effective damage, which is very important, especially in boss battles in Digimon Story Time Stranger. What we can do to check out what the attack triangle is go to the system menu. Once we're on the system menu, we can go down to tutorials here. I'm not going to bore you guys, but when you're in battle, you can read all this extra stuff to, learn anything you really want about the game. But we're going to be checking out the attributes here. And so these are the different attributes in the game. It's like this in basically every single Digimon game. You basically have vaccines, data, viruses, free, and then variable and unknown aren't as important, but you really only have to learn vaccine, data, and virus, which we're going to talk about when we talk about the attribute compatibility. So you can see like vaccines can beat viruses, viruses can beat data, datas can beat vaccines, and then the others are in their own little, subcategory where they're not really super effective or weak against anything. And I think that's actually pretty important. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into this as well, talking about like elemental types when you use like fire type attacks against, things that are weak against fire. But this is the main thing you really want to lock into especially when you're fighting the boss battles. I know the Raremon boss that we made a guide for on the first day the game came out, that is a mon that's like heavily weak against vaccine Digimon, so you got to be stacking a ton of vaccines. So make sure to do a little bit of prep, scout what the bosses you guys are going to be playing up against are going to be weak against, and use the right attribute to punish them correctly. The next tip that I have might seem pretty basic, but it's actually to just pick up every possible thing you ever can find on the ground. There's going to be so many little things on the ground in this game. I really suggest going to this Shinjuku back alley area. You're going to find so many little items, and I know in the demo there was like HP capsules and a bunch of other useful stuff all over the ground, but yeah, pick up everything in this game. It's super rewarding, and just walking around in the overworld, you're going to be able to find so many little nuggets of like valuable items and stuff like that. Let's see, there's even stuff over here. So many things to pick up, and the more you pick up, you know, the less you'll have to buy later for a bunch of other stuff like that. So I would really recommend, like, whenever you're just running around as fast as you can over here, just pick up whatever you can, and I'm sure it'll be of use somewhere along your Digimon journey. The next tip I want to talk about is side quests. I think side quests are actually super important in this game, and to unlock a bunch of this game's battle features and mechanics like the agent skills, you need to be completing your side quests. So checking out your side quests, you know, these are our main missions here. We're currently on the Truthborn from Egg quest, and if we want to finish this quest, it's going to lock us out of a bunch of different side quests. So be sure to finish a bunch of your side quests. We can do by pressing the right on the D-pad here. Checking out your side missions, be sure to complete a bunch of these, as many as you can really, before going into the digital world on the Truthborn from Egg quest. But taking a look at these are all set up through Hiroko. You can do them like one at a time. I know this one you have to like go find a bunch of Digimon in the, you know, in the overworld. In this one, I think it's like in the back alleys. I'm already over here. Let's do this one right now and kind of show you guys how it works. So we're gonna do the Between the Worlds quest, and we're gonna set this one up. And one other cool thing is you can fast travel here. You can fast travel exactly to where you need to go. I think fast travel is like an extra little hidden tip for people. It's completely free to fast travel in this game, and it basically takes you everywhere you want to go. You just got to follow the little blue quest markers here. So we're going to show you this little side quest. They're super easy. I think the dialogue in them is a lot of fun, and I think it's one of the things that makes Digimon like really special compared to like the Pokemon games. I think I gotta get the item. Remember, that's something we were talking about. You got to get all these items, right? Oh, this was a really fun side quest. Yeah, this is the one where you team up with Omnimon, I believe. So you're going to talk to this Agumon, and you basically team up with Agumon, and he goes into Omnimon, and you just like absolutely dumpster some boss, right? I think it's how it goes. It's been a while. Yeah, you beat Orochimon. And I remember doing this quest for the first time. I was like, whoa, this is so random. And out of nowhere, it's just like Omnimon is here, and it's like, what is this? Here we go. And remember, it's like the same Omnimon, I believe, that's from the very start of the game. So it's cool to see Omnimon doing stuff, and we get right into battle here. Look how much damage they do, holy moly. And you can just kind of auto-battle your way through this for the most part. I'll do a cross art here, which is another thing we're going to talk about in just a sec, but cross arts are pretty important. My cross art just does a ton of damage to them. Look how much damage that does. Put this on auto-battle, and let Omnimon kind of carry us to victory here. Oh, that was weak, Omnimon. You gotta use something better than just the auto attack, buddy. But yeah, side quests don't take that long. They are how you unlock your different agent skills. You get agency points for doing them, as well as like a bunch of different items. You get experience and stuff like that. So I think side quests are very important, and plus they're a ton of fun. I think you get to see other Digimon you wouldn't normally see, and yeah, you got to do them. They're not that hard. And for everyone wondering like why you can't do more, I think you have to do them one at a time. So every time you finish one, you get a new one from Hiroko. And yeah, that's pretty much it for side quests. And let's talk about why you need side quests, which is going to be your agency skills. All right, the last little beginner tip I want to talk about today is going to be agent skills and cross art. We can check this by going to the agent tab, and right here, let's check out agent skills first. There's a bunch of these you actually need to be picking up, but this is where you spend the currency that you get from doing the side quests that we just talked about. And if we go into these different bonds of valor, philanthropy, amicability, and wisdom trees, you can see pretty early into these trees, we can unlock the Digivolution of Wisdom, we can unlock the Digivolution of amicability, the Digivolution of Philanthropy. All of these have this sort of trait here, which makes it so you need 20% less stats if the Digimon you're trying to Digivolve is in the current tree. And there's all these different trees. So remember, we talked about at the start of this video, you need to be Digivolving your Digimon as soon as possible so they can gain levels, so when you actually load them and enhance them into other Digimon, you're passing on more stats and more experience. So this lets you Digivolve way faster, which is going to let you fill out your field decks even more. There's also a bunch of other things that you can unlock here. You can unlock different cross arts. I think cross arts are pretty important, and I feel like they are worth talking about in this video. There's a bunch of different cross arts that you can unlock. This is the one that it starts off you with. It says 50% boost to attack defense, all your different stats for 2 turns. It's pretty good. I think I like using the strike one. You saw me use it in that little side quest right there. I think it's great for doing side quests. I think it's great for raid battles, or sorry, boss battles. And it says just deals extreme damage, always hits. I think it's actually really, really good. And there's a bunch of other ones, and you can unlock them by finishing out your agent skill trees. So bunch of cool stuff here. And guys, that's gonna be all I have for you guys. If you guys want another video going over maybe some more beginner skills, maybe some more intermediate skills, how to get some of the higher evolution Digimon, let me know in the comments. Drop a sub on the channel. And guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.